All right. So Team's Gone Wild and welcome everyone. Um, and let's see what we got going on here. What's next, Liv? Okay. So, anyways, that was Jordan and I.
You're hilarious
Jordan,
this morning.
I know. I'm on a roll.
Here, I'll you need to take an Adderall like me. It really helps. Hey, everybody, welcome to our next rendition of Teams Gone Wild. So if this is your first time, we love to see your faces. If this is your first time, we love interaction, questions in the chat. We do Q&A towards the end. Every week we host someone awesome to learn about their business and kind of see what makes them tick, what makes their thing work. And then we hopefully like to get in there and try to figure out what we can learn from it. And also if there's anything we can help. Today we have DJ, but just before we jump into that, I run a large scale team here in Denver, and Siri is amazing and does the same in San Diego. And we're just friends and we just like hanging out with team leaders. So Siri, why don't you tell us a little about DJ, how you know DJ and how we get the privilege of hanging out with him today.
All right, this is a fun one. So DJ and I actually met back in like September, I think it was. We had an event called Shift Happens, and he came all the way for us. I mean, I'd like to believe that, but you did come.
It was true.
You did. You came all the way from Arizona for our event. And so he was out with a couple of people on his team, and they were just so energetic. And I just like instantly, when you just kind of click with someone, we clicked instantly. So anyways, we've stayed in touch ever since. And I'm going to let you, DJ, say a little bit more about yourself, but I'm just so grateful that we met the way we did.
Agreed.
And that everyone is here today to learn about how you run your business through referrals.
Yes, agreed. Hi, everybody. I'm DJ Sheridan. I am out of Prescott, Arizona, which is northern Arizona. All of Arizona is not all cactus and desert. We are a mountain town. We are a mile-high city. So that is me. And I have started my team, Sheridan Property Group, in 2019. And we've been rocking ever since. So very excited to be on this with you, Siri and Jordan.
Yes. Happy to have you.
Yeah. So pumped. I hear really, really good things. And can't wait to dive in and hear more about your business here.
Yes. Let's get going.
Yeah. So, you know what I like to hear, because I think there's a lot of different levels on this call. And I think a lot of people here also want to obviously learn how you are running a team through that referral. Like, you're not getting heavy leads and things like that as far as from portals. You're doing it organically. Mm-hmm. What I also find fascinating is you started just like everybody else as an agent who got your license, and here you are now. Mm-hmm. And so if you could maybe give us a little journey, and then we can open it up to if anybody has questions about, that journey for you. Just remember, this is a mastermind, so we always want to make sure that you guys can have a voice in anything too, or put it in the chat. But if you could start with that, that's great. Like, start from the beginning and give us a little history of where you are now.
So I'm going into my 11th year in the business. I got licensed in 2012 in Southern California. I was doing real estate, I was bartending, I was acting, and none of it was going well. I would say that my career in Los Angeles really wasn't much of a career. But my wife and I knew we wanted to start a family, and we knew that we didn't want to raise a kid in LA. It just was different. And my in-laws moved to this tiny town called Prescott, Arizona, that I've never heard of. And I'd been visiting, and in 2013, I flipped an ATV and I crushed all the nerves in this arm. So I couldn't bartend anymore. And I knew one person that wanted to buy a house in Arizona. So I said, go get my license in 4 weeks, sell him a house, make some money, and go back to LA. That was always the plan. And then I went out and spent 2 months in Prescott and absolutely fell in love with this tiny little mountain town and the people in the community. And I said to myself, wow, in LA, I'm a small fish in a very, very large pond. Maybe if I work my butt off and do things right, I can be a big fish in a small pond. And I actually knew nobody in Prescott, so I joined a team myself. and was a buyer's agent the first year, and then became the head listing agent for the next 4 years, a part of that team. And then for various reasons of why we decided to split, I then branched out and started my own team, Sheridan Property Group, going into 2019. And so doing that, I knew I wanted to build a business all around this brand, this logo, kind of like a Nike is how I always gave the example, that you just see the symbol of that Nike check and you know exactly what that means. So that was always a vision of mine going into this real estate team, that it's not about the DJ Sheridan show. It is all about the team. It is about the logo, that you don't always have to reach me, that you can reach anybody on the team. And every agent on this team represents excellence, represents the brand in a specific way. So I've been very, very intentional with growing my brand and growing my business. And the previous team, and this is nothing wrong with buying leads or cold calling or, you know, circle prospecting, but that is all we did. And it was a quantity, not a quality kind of a system that we had on the previous team. And, you know, you get burnt out with a 0.5% to 2.5% conversion rate. And I had some past clients that referred me business, and I was like, wow, this is a lot easier to close these clients when they refer you directly. It's a 90 to 100% conversion rate. So I intentionally grew my business around wanting to build it as a referral-based business as well. So that
I was just gonna say, I can't wait to dive into understanding more about your referral business, but I just want to highlight the fact that you just basically said that you accidentally became a successful team leader. And so to get it straight, you went to Arizona, got a license to sell one house with the intention of just making that commission and coming back. Is that correct?
Always thought I was going to be, you know, that I went to an acting conservatory, was going to go back to LA, and my acting career was going to keep taking off. And that was a nice little pipe dream that never actually happened.
It's amazing.
That's amazing. But yeah, that's what happened. And then I fell in love with this town, and I loved real estate. I hated doing it in Southern California. That was just me. I was born and raised in Northern California, and I was sick of the traffic, sick of the people, and found just a joy in a tiny community.
So when you said that you had an old team and now a new team, can you break that down? What do you mean by old team and new team?
I wasn't the team leader. It was not my team. I was just an agent, a part of that team. And then I decided to branch out and do this. And I knew when I started Sheridan Property Group that it was going to grow eventually into having multiple agents a part of the team, but I started it as a one-man band. It was Sheridan Property Group, but it was just me. And that was part of the thing, is I left my entire book of business with the previous team lead, and I started completely over 5-6 years into my career, and had to build it from the ground up all over again. And that's really where I grew the brand from day one.
So 2019, you launched Sheridan Property Group, and what are your, like, what is it? How many agents are with you now? What was your production last year?
Now I have 7 agents with 4 admin. Last year we did about 62 million, just under 62 million in real estate volume for 127 transactions. The previous year we did 75 million for 152 transactions. So, but 2019, it was a $10 million year of what we did. And it was like, holy crap, what did I just do? I left this #1 producing team and I'm starting this whole thing on my own. And I knew how to do real estate. I realized very quickly I did not know how to run a business. And that was very, you know, learning hard knocks, kind of a learning experience, and failing and falling on my face. And then picking myself back up and learning and going to events like this and learning from people that have done it and have made the same mistakes that I've made, and trying to grow and learn from that. And then got into 2020, and then that lovely pandemic hit. And I was like, what just happened? What did I do? But my market was one of those crazy pandemic markets that when May 25th, 2020, it was like from that point, even through today, it was nonstop. I looked at my wife and I said, let me work. Just let me go to work. And I think we can build this faster and bigger and better than we ever anticipated, but I had to put in the work. And I did 117 days in a row without a day off, working about 14, 15 hours a day. Not saying that that's what you should do. I don't recommend that, but I had to put in the hours to build it to where it's at. And then through 2020, 21, and 22, we have consistently stayed in the top 3 in our market out of 2,400 plus agents.
That's
So,
amazing.
so DJ, what was your first hire? Who did you
First
first
hire
bring
was an
into?
admin. Yep,
Admin. Okay.
Yep, was an executive assistant. Admin role, had to grow it from there. And then from that point, then a few agents that I used to work with saw what I was doing and said, hey, he's the guy that always coached us on the previous team. So unfortunately, majority of the agents on the previous team I was on ended up following me and joining my team in 2019, 2020, and then the rest, I grew it in 2021. And I've had, just like I'm sure you guys have had, some really great hires and some really bad hires. And I've had to hire quickly, but fire quickly as well. And I've had a lot of growth that way. But I feel like right now we finally have a group of agents that all believe in the same vision, because growing a brand and growing a referral-based business, it can't just be my idea. It has to be within everybody. It's the philosophy of the team that everybody believes in. And so you're stronger in numbers, and the whole team. I'm very proud. We don't pay for a single lead on our team. We are an 87% referral-based business since 2020.
Nice. And can you break down who you have administratively on your team at this point? What do each of their roles look like? Because you have
Vanessa,
4, right?
Vanessa is kind of she's been with me for a very long time. We were together on the previous team. She followed me as well. So she's kind of my head admin. She oversees everything. She's the one I'm great at what I do. I'm horrible at paperwork. I have the ideas, but cannot implement. So she's my implementer. And then we have Christina, who is a kind of our head TC, transaction coordinator. Caleb is our head marketing guy. And then we have Kayla, who is remote in North Carolina, and she kind of fills in the gaps. She's only about a 20, 25 hour a week kind of employee, but she fills in the gaps where needed. So that's
administratively, just kind of like whatever's needed here and there.
Yep.
And so what I hear too is remote, because I have a few on my team that are also remote. I have one in Oregon. Liv is in LA right now. And so you can make all those things work.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Do you all have any questions that you want to pick DJ's brain on? Maybe you're at that point, or you're about at that point where he's at. So he has 4 admin, 7 agents. Anything that you want, because he's kind of fresh. I think this is a good point where I see a lot of agents. And this is actually where I see a lot of team leads give up personally. They start to just kind of go.
I will say 2022 was my growth year. That was my year of I got my butt kicked and had a lot of learning curves that I needed to do, and realized I needed to I got rid of my top 2 agents on my team at the end of last year because of the fact that it was bringing down certain culture within the team. And so culture is everything for me, of building this brand and building this team. But it definitely, you're on the top of the mountain, and then life and business really checks you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm open to any questions, anything of what you guys want to know about my journey or where I'm at right now.
It looks like we have a few in the chat, but I'm happy to have you all. Let's start with Matt, you're first, Erica, and then Amy, if you want to start the discussion with DJ directly. You can ask him your questions. Hello, Matt.
Hey, it's Matt. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Hey, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate you. The biggest thing I'm really kind of interested in and intrigued about is how you went from 0 to, it sounds like, I don't know how many you did in that first year in 2019, how many transactions, if they were, like you're saying, the vast majority being referral. How did you just ignite that referral business, especially being brand new to Prescott and not having the relationships there?
Yep. One major thing was knowing my market very, very well. I'm 36 years old, but this Filipino face still looks like he's 18. So I literally had, buyers show up and they're like, you're not what we expected. Like, are you even old enough to sell real estate? So I had to know my market inside and out. So that was one thing, is growing my knowledge of the business, growing my knowledge of the area of what I'm selling. But when I had nothing going into 2019, I had this brand. I had this cool swag stuff. And again, I came from the bartending industry. And when I was in the bartending world, I realized every major business person wanted to talk to me. Every major business person would have their meetings I worked at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood. So I said, let me infiltrate it through the bartender and server world. So every server and bartender got a hat. They got this 3/4 zip. They got this t-shirt right here. And I knew my market, my market is a market that doesn't really like Nike too much. We'll call it that, but they love Carhartt. So I did everything of what I felt people were going to wear, people were going to like in my market. So know your market, know your people, know your audience. And I bought my swag that way. And I literally passed it out to everyone. Everybody gets a car, that Oprah, thing. Everybody gets an SPG swag stuff. So it literally, the bartenders at this one bar called Founding Fathers, all 5 of them, one day I walked in, they're all wearing my hat. I'm just like, this is awesome. So it's subliminally getting out there. So that was one thing of how I grew the business with the brand. But the other aspect was deepening relationships. And this is really how I grew my referral-based business, was not just for these 30 days, we're going to be working together. I want to literally be your guy, your go-to guy for the next 30 years. And I deepen and I get to know you on a personal level. So every person that closes a property with Sheridan Property Group, we take you out to dinner, we take you out to lunch, we invite you into our home. My wife and I have invited many, many clients into our own personal home, because how much better is it when I cook you a home cooked meal and we maybe smoke a cigar on my back patio and I get to know you as a human being, not just as a client. And I think I uploaded it in here, Siri, but it's an all about you form that gets to know, what's your favorite drink, your favorite, restaurant, your favorite food, coffee, etc. And I'm going through that all about you form is something that is memorized in my head. So as I'm having organic conversations, I'm asking these people that, so that I know when it is your birthday, I can send you a bottle of Maker's Mark because that's your favorite whiskey, or, I can take you out to dinner to one of your favorite restaurants here in town. So I really, really deepen that relationship. One of my best, if not my best referral client, I've never even sold him a house. Not once in 4 years that I've been working with him, but he has referred me over 35 different people coming into our marketplace. And he's a big Phoenix Suns fan. So when playoffs start, he's already going to get playoff tickets. Like I do it through experiences as well. I am fortunate that I have a lovely wife that allows me to have really cool experiences that I get to gift my clients. So she is a singer. And we put on live events as well here in our town. So I am not only deepening the relationships, but I'm giving these guys experiences by going to a really cool concert or a really cool burlesque show or a festival that
Should we play her song now, Liv? I see you smiling.
DJ,
I have to.
am a series marketing director, and she is sending me this song, like, play the song. And I'm like, I'm not playing the song. We'll play it at the end for some ambiance. I have to pull it up.
Sounds good. Good.
So DJ, so with all these touches and these, taking people out to dinner and lunches and understanding what your clients like, what speaks to
who
them.
They are as a person.
Yeah. So with all that, like my question comes around scale. Now, we used to throw housewarming parties for every client. So if someone buys a house, we show up with a food truck and we invite all the neighbors, and people are having drinks, kids are eating ice cream. And it's like really good for the buyer because they get to meet everybody. It's really good for us because we get to meet everybody. When a seller sells their house, we would do a house, not a housewarming as much as a send-off party and invite all the neighbors. The problem is, once we got to selling 350 homes, it's like we can't do that every night.
There's not enough nights of the week to even do that.
Yeah. And so how do you scale? And maybe that's not your goal. And so I always like to try to figure out, you know, how do I build with the end in mind? Like, what's my goal? What am I trying to really build here? And so I think part of the growth has actually killed some of our personal touch.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure that out. So what's your plan?
I found that as well. The more we grew, the more homes we sold. I was like, oh my gosh, we can't do that many dinners a week. I will never see my kid. So then we started to kind of combine. We did do kind of house parties where my wife and I, 3 times a year, we invite kind of all of our top clients to our house with our team and have kind of a get together that way, where we can touch now, instead of just one-on-one dinner, I can now have, 40 of my top clients coming in personally into my home. A lot of events as well. It's not just one personal touch or one personal dinner that we're doing. I used to be a part of a program where this team lead said that he has built his entire business on 80 top referral clients. And I kind of took that to heart as well. So I have my top 10 that I call my whales. So the whales who are my best referral clients, those absolutely they get more touches, they get more personal dinners, they get more experiences on a one-on-one level. I have my top 25, then next referral clients, those also get more personal touches. And then I have a medium 25, and I have a low 10, and then I have new businesses that I'm going after for the year. So I've found that within 80, I can really create those personal one-on-one experiences. And then for the large majority of the other clientele, I'm touching you through bigger events as well.
Okay, so your top 10, tell me about, like, how many referrals are these 10 sending you? Did you kind of build these referral partners, or did
it kind of came organically? Again, it's, and I would highly recommend working with people that are like-minded, such as you. I'm an outdoorsy person. I'm a sports guy. I like hip hop music. Like, I am finding people, like-minded people that are around me, like me for who I am as a person. And he also does really, really great at real estate. And so these top 10 that I've come, the minimum, they give me about 10 referrals, if not more, a year. And it's guaranteed every single year.
Are these vendors or past clients?
Majority of them are past clients. One of them, again, I've never even sold him a house. He was on the other end of a deal. I was the listing agent. He was with his buyer's agent, but always kept asking me questions about the deal because his agent didn't know anything. And when the deal closed, he said, "You're my new referral agent." And literally since then, he's sent me over 35 referrals. So that's kind of how we grew it and how I categorize you into that top 10.
This is good stuff, guys. I don't know if you guys are all thinking the same thing, but having one client, I mean, that one client, 35 deals is worth like a $800,000 in my market.
Yeah, I can't even tell you how much I've truly made, and it's, it's cost me time. Sure, it's cost me a little bit of money, but I'm investing directly into him. I can put my money in. I've always looked at this, that I can put, $2,000 a month into Zillow, and I can have, a 3% conversion rate, or I can over a year spend that same $2,000 on this one client, and I can get 15 referrals from him, and it's 100% conversion rate. One of my clients tonight, my wife, myself, my in-law, I've really integrated my family with my clients. I mean, I am a walking billboard. I stand by my product every single day. I am wearing some form of SPG swag. And so being that walking billboard, I have integrated my entire life, my family, into my business and my clientele. And through that, my in-laws have made and become very good friends. My average age of my client is 59 years old here in Prescott. So it's a much older community. And that's why, integrating my entire family with all of this is pretty fun. I look at it as do you like people? Do you truly like hanging out with your clients? Do you truly like, spending time with them? And if that is the case, then that's what I'm doing with my off time, right? But it's still business. I'm on 24/7, it feels like.
All right. Good stuff. Amy, would you like to ask your question that you have in the chat? It looks like, Amy, you have a question about digging deeper into organic growth.
Okay,
Or
can you?
Kevin. There you are. Okay. I was gonna say, or Kevin.
No, right, exactly. No, he kind of already went into what I was asking. Like, I
Okay.
was curious about how he was building the relationships, if he was, where that organic growth was coming from. So you kind of went into it. You definitely, I'm the same way. I love hanging out with my clients. Love them. We're actually having dinner with a couple next week that they invited us over to their house. So we helped them buy. And we haven't seen the house since they moved in, and they're like really excited. They're gonna get sitter and all that. So we definitely like that. I think the form that you have, I've been nervous to do that because I felt like, why do they want to know all this about me? Like, and then they're like, oh, they're gonna use it, and it almost feels fake because I found out the information on the form instead of like naturally learning it. So
Amy, do it organically instead of, I don't be like, hey, can you fill this form out, client, so that I can get to know you better? No, it's when you're in a car with me for 2 hours as we're looking at homes, or I'm giving you a tour of the town, or maybe we're having dinner. I integrate that form as a natural conversation. It's just like any script that we've learned for objection handling, expireds, cancels, just listed, whatever it is. At some point, you make that script your own, and that's what I've done with this All About You form. So I am asking them, if you guys had a favorite restaurant once we close, where would you guys like to go? Oh my gosh, we love Farm Provisions. We've really wanted to try it. Boom. So now I know, one, that's their favorite restaurant. Two, I know that that's where we're going to be going for dinner once they close escrow, and it's on me, whatever you guys want, drink, eat, doesn't matter, but we're going to spend 2.5 hours getting to know each other. And that's where that All About You form becomes organic.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. So we hate cold calling, and we do it, but we hate it. And and we are community based. We've grown our business to this point based on all referrals. But we're having a hard time getting to the next level, like pushing past that number. And so I think we just don't hone in enough on where.
Are you asking for the referrals as well throughout the process?
Some of them, but not all of them. No.
So I have always found that coming from contribution, Amy, even if you just closed on your house, and it's been 4 months, like, hey, Amy, if you can change anything about your house right now, what would that be? Oh, we've always wanted to landscape the backyard, but we just need a little bit more time. Hey, Amy, why don't I get you in touch with my landscaper? At least he can come over, give you a bid, let you know kind of what your thoughts are, so you know where you need to go and what you need to save up for. Would that be something of value to you? Absolutely. That would be wonderful, DJ. Thank you so much. Awesome. And Amy, who do you know right now that is looking to buy, sell, or invest into real estate? I'm asking for that referral after I'm coming from some form of contribution as well. Or I'm giving you guys experiences, and through that, organically, my clients are wanting to pass referrals over to me in that way. But you got to ask multiple times throughout the process.
And so have you coached your agents to be shameless around asking for referrals? And do you guys script that? Do you coach that? Like, just, I think, like, I'm having lots of ahas right now on this call. I mean, we do a lot of things really, really well. But I don't think we're doing what you're talking about really well at all.
Yeah.
So, like, taking notes here.
I mean, everybody on the team, it is unity. We all, I can get tons of referrals, but that's not going to feed as the team grows, that's not going to feed everybody. But if every single agent on my team all has the same mindset, all is asking for the referrals, all are deepening the relationships. And sometimes it is with me, but a lot of the times they're deepening the relationships on their own. And so, yes, we are all trained and coached and scripted on how to ask for those referrals and how to deepen those relationships on a daily basis.
Can you go through just a handful? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I wanted to ask, what do you as the team lead provide to your team to be able to cultivate those relationships? So train them, yes, but like, do you have them come over to the house when you have the parties and say, bring your clients as well, pick your top, whatever, what's the process of cultivating that into a team structure?
Absolutely. If you guys want to have a one-on-one dinner at a house, my house is open. Obviously we need to have some planning with that, so I can make sure that I get a sitter or there's many times that my kid is running around in the background and their kids are outside playing while we're, having dinner and cooking together. So yes, the team is integrated in all of that, but we provide multiple mixers and events as well, where they can have these experiences to also deepen the relationships. Again, my wife, she puts on quite the number of events in town. Literally 3 weeks ago, we put on a variety, burlesque, live music, dancing, aerialist kind of a show. And we probably had 50 plus clients at this event, that we were all there. We bought them drinks. We hung out before the show. We have an area called Whiskey Row here in Prescott, where it's just one big long block of different bars, dancing, things like that. And we took everybody out afterwards. We went dancing. We really integrate our clients into the community as well. Majority of our clients are not local. They are coming from other states, other areas. And so with that, we want to integrate them into the community and different businesses. And I have intentionally gone after multiple different businesses as well throughout the town. When I take a client out to dinner, I specifically take them to one restaurant, and I show up at that restaurant. I tip the waiters and waitresses very well at that restaurant. I have gotten to know the owners extremely well. Now my business cards are sitting in that restaurant all the time if people are going in there looking for real estate. There's a burger joint here in town that just opened up about a year ago, and I just kept going in, getting to know the owners more. Again, my business cards are the only real estate cards that are sitting inside of his establishment. So I'm infiltrating it from all the businesses as well. Again, being so that this logo, this brand is everywhere. That is kind of what we're always looking to do.
Nice.
I have
All
a
right.
quick question, if I can jump in. We're looking to expand into client events this year, and I'd say our biggest obstacle is getting clients genuinely interested in coming, which I understand it can be uncomfortable to go to an event, for a business. What is your suggestion for kind of getting over that? I mean, is it more marketing? Is it more like
Is it just an event of, hey, we got appetizers and we'll pay for your drinks and come hang out with us? Or is there something that you can bring a value to the event that's going to be universally be a value to all of your clients?
Yeah, I guess probably more the first option. It's more just kind of a gathering and hanging out.
Like our next event, we are also picking other businesses to highlight a specific business or multiple businesses in town. Like, hey, clients, come to this event because A Boost Wellness, just opened up. They do like cool IVs and fill your body full of goodness and vitamins. And they're giving a discount to all of our SPG clients that are going to be at this event. Yes, we're going to have appetizers, we're going to have cocktails as well, but please come learn about this amazing event because they'll come to this company called A Boost Wellness. That's literally our next event of what we're doing. So we're also highlighting another business in town. It is, in my opinion, just like what we're doing all on this Zoom call right now. It is about collaboration, not competition. And even though we are different businesses in different worlds, I can help collaborate and help push out your business to my audience, and I can now get your audience as well. So organically, I'm having A Boost Wellness invite their database, their book of business to my event. So we're organically meeting people naturally as well.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And Cherie, do you want to speak on what you put in there? Because that's it too, right? That's the ticket.
Yeah. So we had it wasn't really an event. We had a Halloween party. Siri hosted a Halloween party for us last October. And I personally invited some of my, what I call like my A clients. I didn't necessarily call everybody in the database, but the people that came were very excited to see me and to get to meet people. Like, they got to meet the lender they worked with in person. Everything had been over the phone, but the lender was there. And so I think if you have that kind of relationship with those clients, like, it's important to make them feel like you're their friend and that you genuinely care about them and that you're offering something of value to them, and they're going to want to come and see you.
And that starts with, day one, when you're doing your buyer consultation, your listing consultation, you're getting to know that person as a human being. And then obviously you're getting to know them more throughout the escrow process. But that's where, when you deepen the relationship immediately when you close, you take them out to dinner, you give them some form of an experience. The next time your event or your experience comes along, the conversion rate of them actually coming is going to be much, much higher, because they do want to see you. They do want to get to know you. And you have like-minded clients all surrounding you. I mean, when I have events, I'm just the middleman. Oh my gosh, John, you got to meet this person. Oh, you guys are totally going to get, so I'm connecting my people as well. So be intentional with your events of what you're doing and what you're looking to get out of it. And some of my events, like my yearly client appreciation party, it is literally, I am just loving on you guys. This is just a way of me saying thank you, where other events might be intentionally of a purpose of what I'm trying to get out of that specific event.
I love this.
Yeah.
Are you open to sharing kind of your split structure, just being a referral-based business? I'm in a world where we do generate a lot of leads, and we have an inside sales team and all that kind of stuff, and it is expensive, but the benefit of what we do is I'm able to get an agent selling houses in 90 days from license, which is it's a good thing, but I also just love the value of what you're doing here. So just understanding like how you're operating the business financially, because you're doing a lot of stuff and you're providing a lot of value, but at the end of the day, it's not about how much you're keeping so that you can keep it all. It's about creating something, right? Running a business and helping everybody win.
And it's funny you ended it with that, and helping everybody win. When I started this company, I created what I call my SPG top 7, or core values, we'll call it. And number 1 is communication. And the reason for it being communication is because we can all look at any bad relationship that we've had in our lives, and it probably could have been solved or gotten better with better communication. And the last one on my list is everybody wins. And I have a little asterisk on the bottom of it that states, if you don't feel like you're winning, we need to go grab a cup of coffee and get back to number 1. Because if we're communicating and we're always staying on the same page, then everybody is always winning. And that leads into the splits. I knew, all of us team leaders on this call know, that there's a high probability that any agent that you're bringing on within 1 to 3 to 5 years, chances are they're going to leave you. They're going to want to be you. They're going to want to start their own team. They're going to want to go a different way. So I knew that from day one, and I train all of my agents and coach them to have as much knowledge and that they can be me, but hopefully I treat you so well that you never want to leave. And that we don't have a ceiling, that if you do want to have a team, that we can have a team within a team, that we can grow this structure. If you want to move to Tennessee and open up a real estate company, let's open up a satellite office of Sheridan Property Group in Tennessee. So I offer incentivized split program based on you bringing in your own business. And I have different tier levels. I have tier 1 through tier 5. That is based on your level of production. That is based on your GCI that gets brought into the team, of how you can move up in tier splits. Tier 5 is the highest one, and you get all the way up to a 75-25 on leads that you bring into the team. But all of my leads are 50-50. If I am providing the lead, if it is my personal referral that I am giving you, then it is always 50-50. I look at my leads almost like the safety net for you as the team, or as the agent, that if you're walking on the trapeze or the tightrope, you should be bringing in all of your own business, and your business is continually being floated by you. But there's going to have a slow month or slow 2 months, and that's where my leads are there to catch you and to keep you moving forward as well. But I only have 7 agents on my team, and we're looking to grow as well. So Jordan, I don't know how many agents, Siri, I know you run a really big organization as well, and so that is something of what I'm currently working on with my real estate coach and growth, is how do we do this and keep sustaining, and can we keep providing this amount of business as the team grows to 10, 15, 20 plus agents. So I'm currently looking into getting back in the purchasing of certain leads as well. Right now, I'm still floating on that. So I wouldn't even mind picking your guys' brains on what that conversion rate looks like, or how you found success in purchasing of leads and growing your team as the agent scale gets larger.
Yeah.
Which is perfect, because we always want to try to help you too in these. So what you just said is great timing for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to highlight one thing you said, and I preach this to team leaders, but I love what you just said, that at some point they're either going to want to leave you or be you, right? And it's, some people don't want that. Some people want to just kind of stay under the wing of something, and that's fine too. But the reality is, like, a lot of teams out there, the team leaders have built this structure that it kind of holds people down, and the only way for them to grow is for them to leave. And I just don't like, I don't like that. I want
I've never
to
liked
get
it.
underneath people and help launch them into who they want to be. So the way we've built our program is, what kind of business do you want to build, and how can we get behind it? And everything's earned and nothing's given. And so we have to, because I've earned something and I built it, and I want to teach you how to earn it. And so I love your heart in that. I love the mindset of that, because at the end of the day, if you don't have something in place that allows people to grow together with you, what's going to happen is you're going to build whales on your team that are going to leave, and it's going to hurt, not only personally, but financially, because you've now built around these amazing individuals, and you need to create runway for them and a pathway for them to expand their business. Because at the end of the day, everybody is responsible for taking care of them and their families. And so we have to help them do that at a higher level. So I love that. Let's dive into the lead conversation of, like, how do we scale? How do we bring on new agents if it's only referral based? Or is there a time where it's necessary to have leads? And does anybody have any feedback or thoughts for DJ of just kind of some stuff that you figured out?
One of the questions I have for you, DJ, is when we spoke last year, you were still primarily doing a lot of the transactions, right? And you were still really feeling the weight. Is that still the case?
I'm still very much in production.
Okay.
That is something of where we are scaling and trying to get me a little bit more out of the production side and into the deepening further of the relationships, bringing in the business, or handling a lot of the new agent training. I always like new agents. They're fresh out of school. They don't have bad habits already. Every one of my agents is a 7 million plus producing agent. So I dive very deeply into my training. And you are getting everything that's in this head of 10 years in this business out here in Prescott. I am giving it to you. And I expect within, 45 to 90 days that you are a rock star. You are ready to go. And so I'm still very much in production.
So would you say that as you're starting to give these clients out to your team members, that they are your personal clients that are coming to you and you're starting to give them out? Are there concerns, or what do you have in place so that they're still yours, but you're giving them out, but yet these agents might leave, those kind of things? What kind of logistics are you working through?
It's still on me to continue that relationship as well, just as much as it is for agent A to continue that relationship and grow referrals from my personal client. I have to do it as well. I just went through this with letting go of somebody who was with me for 3 years and gave him a lot of my personal business as well, so that I can grow this on a larger scale. Gearing up to when he was getting ready to leave, I made sure I called every one of those top clients and top referral clients and made sure that we still had a really good relationship. And it came down to, I was still always the guy that they leaned on when it came down to asking questions about real estate, the market. So they still trust, but that's me always deepening and always continuing that relationship up.
So you did a handoff, but you still were very much a part of the connection and the communication, which is, I think, very vital, because, like, Jordan, we know somebody, I think this is Eric's story, right? Like, he started to just give his past clients to agents, and eventually he wasn't the go-to anymore. And then your referral business starts to die when you're handing them out like that.
Yeah, they go work with the agent on your team. They have a great experience. They think you're unavailable, and so they call them now. So
it is, as we're scaling and as we're hosting events, like, I am making sure, oh my gosh, I haven't seen John and Judy in almost a year now. I need to make sure that I go and spend some time with them and go talk to them at that specific event. Going back to previous, what we talked about, being very intentional with each event and what is my goal? What am I looking to do at this particular event? And so that is part of it when we are hosting, is talking with those same clients that I maybe haven't talked to in a while.
Yeah, so our model was kind of the inverse of what you did. When I got into the business, I had a huge network, and I felt really inauthentic going to my network and trying to sell them something, because I worked in the church world. I was a pastor, and so I just could not wrap my head around like shifting gears on people. And so my whole mindset was, I'm going to generate leads. I'm going to go work with people I don't know. And then I'm going to create this perception that I'm going to help everybody understand that I'm now a real estate agent, just by kind of broadcasting like I'm a competent person in this business. You already like me and trust me, but I want you to know I'm competent too. And so our model has always been, let's generate leads to help new agents build their business, and then use those closings and social media to influence their sphere, right? The challenge that we've learned, and I'm trying to navigate now, is you get so busy with leads that there's the opportunity cost, right? Like you can only close so many deals. And so for instance, you know, if I have an agent selling 50 homes in a year, that's busy, right? And so do you have time to work your sphere? Do you have time to engage your sphere? And so there is a huge benefit to leads, because now all those leads that they're closing are becoming past clients, right? However, the easiest business, as you said, is the people that are referred to you, the people you know, like, and trust. And so I think it's a balancing scale. And so we're actually trying to go back the other way and manage our leads, but also really focus on the sphere. And so it's a catch-22. And I think,
have you scaled it all yet in getting showing assistance for, say, said buyer agent that closes 50 plus deals and is struggling with working their sphere and still doing that lead generating?
yeah, so we have a structure in place. So our top agents, we call them senior partners. They have the opportunity to take on showing assistants and like junior agents, junior partners, to help with their leverage from a standpoint of like, because they're so busy, right? But yeah, I think you were asking about, are leads needed, or what does that look like? And I think they are, but don't go so far that these guys don't do the thing that you've built, which is so amazing. Like I think you could coach agents to do what you've done and keep growing, but that initial boost for a new agent of having some kind of lead source is good, unless it becomes there's a phrase I always use that I've been saying a lot, is when a good thing becomes an ultimate thing, then ultimately that good thing becomes a destructive thing. It's a tongue twister. When a good thing becomes an ultimate thing, leads become ultimate, and ultimately that good thing becomes destructive. So it starts to actually kill the business, right? So I think there's power in it. What lead sources would you consider if you were to consider some, for if you wanted to scale 10 agents on your team?
That's more of a question probably for you guys. I mean, I haven't purchased a lead source since 2019. In 2019, I was just throwing money and throwing things all over. I was just throwing it at a wall to see what stuck. I just did something with our local chamber of commerce. You know, it's $1,000 for the year, and they give me 10 to 15 people that are interested in Prescott. And for the 2 months that I've done it so far this year, I've gotten 5 people that are very interested in wanting to move here to Prescott. So that was one thing of what I just tried it out, but I don't know what other lead sources. I mean, are you guys doing Zillow? Are you doing any homes.com, anything like that? Like where are you guys finding your biggest success in lead sources that you're purchasing?
I'll open it up to the group. If anybody have something that's just that they are thriving with right now,
Or finding the best conversion rate?
I think you know, pay-per-click is just an animal because you have to work it, and it requires time and energy, and unless you have a process in place, it kind of becomes, you're just throwing money at something. So if you don't, I think like what you just said, that kind of stuff is great. But I like just Google. Like Google is coming, guys. Google is there's a day coming where you can pull up Google Maps, the app on your phone, and click listings. They're bigger than Zillow, guys, and Amazon's bigger than Zillow too. And so at some point, we have to, we're not going to stop them. They're just going to do what they do. we can leverage them, but we can always offer better service. We can always offer more local presence. We can always offer more value and connection and all the things that DJ's talking about. So one thing I think is that if everyone's not doing it, is just Google local services. If you have the most reviews in your market on Google, your phone's gonna ring, and that's leads. And then Google allows you to. Are you guys doing that, DJ?
We're very intentional on wanting to get reviews on specific websites. Our goal this year is to have a 70% not referral-based, review-based business. So close 100 people, we want to have 70 of them give us a referral. That means that we're doing our job, because you're exactly right. It is, the more reviews you have, the more opportunities. It kind of launched this whole other thing that we decided to do called the Prescott Vibe, through video. We all know that video marketing is the new ad agency for the next generation. So we have incorporated our team into doing everything that we do. We're having video surrounding it. And we also found success in looking at other businesses and saying, hey, restaurant, nail salon, whatever, bar, like, what is your presence, on social media? What is your presence through video marketing? And majority of these business owners don't want to touch social media, don't understand social media, don't understand video marketing. So we have come in and started to film their businesses. I mean, think of it like Netflix season 1, 8 episodes, episode 1, bars, restaurants, hikes, lakes, everything that has to do with Prescott, so that when you are searching our town or researching our town on Google, videos are some of the top things that come up as far as your search parameters go. So through that, we are funneling you through the Prescott Vibe also to Sheridan Property Group. So it's a way that we're organically getting new business from pay-per-click or Google, but also getting a referral-based business from other local businesses, because again, we're coming from contribution, offering something of value to these other businesses. So that's why our cards are in many of the local businesses here in Prescott, because of the services we offer outside of real estate, but also having a vendor list, having I've spent 10 years putting together a very, very good vendor list of every category. Siri, you come into town, you moved here, you need a hairstylist, you're going to need a nail salon, you might need to know massages, you might need to know your local mechanic. I have all of that in one form that I can give to every one of my clients, so that I am their go-to for any resource when it comes to Prescott, anything Prescott.
Hey, how many past clients do you have? You're personally?
That I personally, too many, a lot to count, but who do I work? I work
like 200, maybe 300, 500?
I'd probably say 300.
So if you were to, because I Googled Sheridan Property Group, you have 21 Google reviews, but if you type in best agent in Prescott, people are using this service called Google Local Services, which is like a pre-screened, you're verified by Google. And it has a couple different agents' faces, because when people want to sell their home, they're looking for an agent. When they want to buy a home, they're looking for a house. They don't care who's helping them. They just want them to be competent. But I think if you put your face and created a Google profile around it and went to your 300 past clients and said, hey, will you give me a Google review? I'm trying to build this page. You would probably have more reviews than anybody in your town. And then if you gave Google a bit of money, your phone would probably ring, and then you could give those leads to your team, your new agents.
Thank you.
That's what I would do.
Great advice. Siri, you're muted.
Is Yelp big there as well for you?
I have not
don't
found
know.
a lot of success through Yelp.
No.
We started with that in the beginning and pumping that full of reviews and trying to get bit. I really have never gotten any business out of it. Maybe it's there for brand recognition, but I haven't been able to track any lead sources coming from Yelp.
Yeah, it's sometimes just territorial where that works. For us, we've had really great success with Yelp. We just got 3 listings in the last 2 days.
Wow.
One of them yesterday came in and we got the contract signed, 1.6 million all in a day.
Wow.
So I think Yelp can be a really great way for people to see you. I think what Jordan said too, those sites, it's really important for them to see your face as well on those. So just make sure that you add that stuff in when you're setting up those sites.
Yeah, because then based on like the things you say, DJ, like you're this, and I'm sure there's some great agents in Prescott, but you're a really smart guy. And like you would convert business really quickly, and you already have such a reputation. So I think, and I haven't figured out Yelp either.
I can help with Yelp if anyone needs that one.
Yelp.
Here he is, the
Yelp me. I'm the Yelp queen here. Yeah. Yelp me.
Does anybody else on here have questions for DJ? So much value. Like I have some big aha, like seriously, big ahas from what you're sharing. And like one of them is we're calling our client, past client program, we're calling it past client. And my big aha is they're not past clients, they're just clients. And I need to treat them like they're my clients. And it's a small shift, but
they're humans.
Mindset.
Yeah,
they're humans. Yeah, and we need to remember that. I was just texting with an agent on the team, and I was like, man, we are so systematized. We are a system machine almost to a fault, because we're losing that warm fuzzy touch. So just hearing all the things that you're saying, it makes me want to go throw a big party. Can we hear his wife sing, by the way? Because we only have a minute. And I must hear this song. Ask Rich, was I not singing this song like over and over and over? I'm a big music.
Which one are you playing?
Which one is it, Liv? Can you play it?
Jordan, are you leaving too?
No, sorry, I was just saying bye to them. But
Jordan has to put up with me with this stuff.
If you want to listen to her band, it's called Ponderosa Grove. My wife's
there you
name is Candace Devine. She's on all the platforms, but she was Christina Aguilera's backup singer for a while, and so she's got a big old powerful.
Aren't you doing something with Carrie Underwood here coming up too?
She is actually leaving back on this Sunday, going back to Nashville to finish some recording, but she's recording with Carrie Underwood's producer right now. So looking to launch their second album we also put on a music festival here in Prescott, Arizona. So if anybody wants to come to a really fun, eclectic music festival, May 19th and 20th, it's outside. It's on a really cool lake in front of tons of boulders. Last year we had Winona Judd, Talib Kweli, and a band called Dawes as our headliners, plus about 10 other bands. So we're in negotiations for our headliners right now. So I can't unfortunately tell you who they are, but it's going to be very jamming. And
nice.
hopefully a little reggae. That would be a little bit, we'll see.
I gotta go.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Well, yeah. Thanks, Sheree. Thanks everyone for coming on. I don't think we got the music. We have follow DJ on Instagram, and you can see all these fun things and get to know him like I have. So DJ, thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys. This was a lot of fun.
Yes. All right. We'll see ya.
Yeah.
All right.
see you guys.
Bye.